To another story now, and there are trains and then there are very fast trains, with a new study released today that says Australians could soon be choosing to travel by train rather than plane. I'm sorry. Imagine waking up in Sydney, jumping on a train and hitting Melbourne in time for lunch and a spot of shopping. Well, after decades of talking about a fast rail connection, it may be one step closer to reality, with a $20 million feasibility study showing green is for go.
The government now firmly has Australia's eyes set upon the possibility of high-speed rail for our nation.
The proposed route would connect most of the east coast. Trains would travel at 350 k's and could carry more than 50 million passengers a year. Punters reckon the idea is tops.
It would just be much easier to get on a train than it would be to go to the airport.
It's more convenient just to roll up at the station and hop on.
It would save going to the airports, which are a nightmare.
The Sydney-Melbourne air route is the 4th busiest in the world, so you could ditch the airport and hit the tracks on a whiz-bang train like this. Only real. Imagine. The rest of the world has enjoyed cheap, ultra-fast train travel for decades, almost as long as we've been banging on about it. So is this just another study to get us all excited, or will we finally catch up with everyone else and get our very own very fast train? Greens MP Adam Bandt is all for the idea of high-speed rail. Adam, it sounds like a good idea. Everyone's enthusiastic about it. But this study cost $20 million. We've been studying the idea since the 70s. What's the hold-up?
Well, I think up till now there's been a bit of a lack of political will, and one of the things about the current Parliament is the opportunity to get some new ideas on the agenda, and this is one that we've been pushing. And what the study shows is that not only is high-speed rail quick and comfortable and more environmentally friendly, but you could get from Sydney to Melbourne within 3 hours, which is about the same as a plane point to point, and it's going to cost about the same as an air ticket.
Yeah, I think the difference is now, mate, that you guys basically got some power, but don't try telling the Transport Minister Anthony Albanese that it wasn't his idea. Watch this.
Well, that was their idea, though.
No, it wasn't.
Well, it was a sop to the Greens in the election campaign.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. This is something that I've been working on. This is an issue which I've had an interest on. If you look at the statements that I've made about rail, look up the websites, appearances by me on Late Line.
Oh, he was on Late Line, yeah. So it must be all his idea. Now, seriously, when is this going to happen?
Well, this shows that if we put some serious money into it soon, that within a couple of decades, 20, 25 years, you'll have as many people making the commute between Sydney and Melbourne on a train as you would on a plane.
Don't get me wrong, it does sound great, but we're talking about $100 billion here. It's a huge investment.
Well, look, over the last 25 years, we've spent nearly $300 billion on roads, and we're giving $10 billion a year in subsidies to the fossil fuel sector. I mean, the money's there, it's just a question of priority.
Adam, one of the biggest problems facing Australia's housing affordability, could this rail network actually revitalise regional Australia?
Well, if you've got a train that's travelling up to 300 kilometres an hour, all of a sudden you can live 200 to 300 kilometres away from a capital city and commute in and out every day. And one of the things that they found in other countries when they built this is that a lot of the stops on the route, those regional towns that at the moment might be small and struggling, all of a sudden become really booming and viable, and it's great for, not just for the city economy but for everywhere right up and down the coast.
Well, Adam, you're making sense, a little bit more sense than Minister Albanese made today. I want to just show you one more.
It looks at the patronage, that is, how many people would use high-speed rail, what the cost potentially of airfares would be.
Mate, the train's going to go on the ground or in the air? What's going on?
Well, they're going to be going pretty fast, but I think they'll stay on the ground. But I think the point that the Minister is making is that when this gets up and running, it's going to cost about as much to catch a high-speed rail as it would to catch a plane. And so it's competitive not only in terms of the amount you have to spend, but also in terms of the time, which is, I think, one of the reasons we've been pushing for it so strongly.
You guys really are sticking together, aren't you? Well done. Right.
Well, it sounds like a great idea, and hopefully we can get it from this study to a reality. Adam, thanks for your time tonight.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, we all want to see it happen. We want to see the fast trains, but I want to see more of Anthony Albanese because he really was on fire today.
To King's Cross Pancras Station, didn't go to platform 9 3/4 or whatever it is. But, it's a Harry Potter joke for those who
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, I would bag him for that, but I did the choo-choo-choos thing before. It didn't really work too well either. We're going to take a break. We'll be back shortly.